Hello everybody, welcome back to another reaction video. Today we're going to be reacting to SpongeBob, the television theory. So today, hopefully that should be a good theory. Last time we checked one of his theories, it was really good. It was so convincing. So the original video will be linked in the description below. Please like and subscribe to my content and to his content. And this would be the community post saying what I'm still doing, which you should go and check out on my community posts. But anyway, doesn't matter. So the video will be linked in the description below. 3, 2, 1, let's react.
The show SpongeBob SquarePants is not what you think it is. There is a secret group of puppet masters who are always watching the citizens of Bikini Bottom and pulling the strings. Hidden within Bikini Bottom are spies that keep an eye on the characters and make sure everything goes to plan. This is a conspiracy that will fundamentally change the way you look at the show SpongeBob SquarePants, and I believe it's all actually intended by the creators, and I'm gonna prove it. This is
Prove it then!
Television Theory.
The television theory.
You guys had a great reaction to my Squilliam Fancies and Theory, and I had
It was a really good video.
Squilliam,
like,
you
it was so
lying, deceiving bastard! I didn't even realize that!
But trust me when I say that what I've discovered this time is much...
That was a really good video. The reaction to that was alright, good. But watch his original video, the one we pausing it or whatever.
Much bigger. To start this theory, we have to go back to the very beginning of the very first episode of SpongeBob SquarePants.
Ah, the sea. So fascinating. So wonderful. Here we see Bikini Bottom, teeming with life. Home of one of my favorite creatures, SpongeBob SquarePants. Yes, of course he lives in a pineapple, you silly.
So let me ask you a question. Who's speaking in this clip? Well, obviously that's just the narrator. We hear his voice many times.
Yeah, that is true. Where does the narrator come from? What's the point of him?
Throughout the show.
Goo Lagoon. A stinky mud puddle for you and me. The crusty crab.
He sounds bored in his life.
All the many kinds of undersea life.
All the many kinds.
School, where diligent
Is that fish
students
naked?
learn the rules of the road.
But who exactly is the narrator? Well, he's
Good
just
point.
the narrator,
I don't know.
right? We're not supposed to think about who he is or why we're hearing him. Lots of shows have narrator framing devices we're not supposed to think about.
Caillou was amazed that Mommy had made a rainbow, just like in the picture.
Oh, not Caillou.
There's
I
something
hate
different
that
about this
Caillou
narrator.
guy.
He sounds a lot like he's narrating a nature documentary.
The ocean.
SpongeBob
From above,
made
a
the
simple
nature
blanket of
documentary.
water. But below, a complex world full of color, life, and wonder.
The sea.
And talking
So
sponsors.
fascinating. So wonderful. Here we see Bikini Bottom, teeming with life.
What if I told you that he's not just some random disembodied voice? He's an actual character in this universe.
Here we are again at the Bikini Bottom boating school. Today is once again the day of SpongeBob's boating school exam, but more importantly,
Yeah, he's so good!
this is the last test for the year. And if SpongeBob does not pass this one, it means another whole year of boating school!
Ouch!
SpongeBob literally...
Oh, look at that! I remember that. I didn't think much of it because I was young and stupid and a kid and I didn't think of theories. But that was so weird when it happened. But I don't remember the episode name or whatever.
crashes into the fourth wall, and we actually get to see the narrator and the camera he's been filming with. The show SpongeBob SquarePants is not just a cartoon. Everything we see is a part of a nature documentary television show being filmed by scuba divers. And if you're still not convinced, I searched really hard and found an old SpongeBob DVD bonus feature that basically confirms everything.
Since before time even existed, land-loving scientists tried to learn the secrets of intelligence. Their studies led them to the sea, where the citizens of one undersea colony demonstrated a genius so enormous, the scientists felt compelled to record their actions for use in teaching mankind how to live better. The name of this miraculous place? Bikini Bottom. Poring over the mass of brainy masterminds scattered about this strange land, the
You know what? Patrick is the smartest fictional character ever made. What more can I say?
Scientists chose 6 Bikini Bottom residents at random to study. As the scientists marveled at the advanced knowledge and superior intellect of these 6 creatures,
I went to college!
they rolled their cameras and took notes. And now, finally, we can learn all of the things that these smarty pantsuses have to teach us. Life lessons
Yay!
from Bikini Bottom.
I don't know how it can get any more clear than that. Now, if you rewatch the show with this new information in mind, some things start to take on a whole new meaning. Throughout the series, there's this weird, unexplained running gag of a human hand interfering with the characters. It's even in the beginning of every episode in the intro for the show. Maybe the filmmakers are doing a bit more than just studying these characters. The hand seems to mostly interfere just to maintain the health and safety of the characters, like treating SpongeBob for the suds.
Well, Mr. SquarePants, it seems you have the suds. Are you ready for your treatment? Oh, Hans!
That is so weird.
It makes sense that the filmmakers wouldn't want to risk the
Oh,
safety of their
feet!
character. After
Why
all, there's no
feet?
show without SpongeBob, but that's not the only reason why they interfere.
Makes sense.
Season 3, Episode 16, I Had an Accident, is infamous for having one of the most absurd, confusing endings in the entire show. It ends with a real gorilla suddenly coming out of a Patrick costume and attacking the characters.
A real gorilla? Huh?
Oh no, Patrick!
Then as soon as
Patrick
SpongeBob begins to
is
question the logic of the scene, this happens.
What's a gorilla doing underwater in the first place?
Why is it doing it underwater?
Well, it's funny you should. I mean, see, George, they're onto
A
us!
talking gorilla!
Let's get out of here.
With ass horse. Was that a Ruby Tune ending? Ruby Tunes?
SpongeBob is a weird show, but this has always stuck
It
out
is.
as being just a little too weird.
But it's good,
knowing
though.
what we
It's
know
really good.
now, I think I can explain what's going on here. This isn't a real gorilla. Every other land animal we've seen underwater wears a helmet and is drawn in a cartoony style. The gorilla is shown in a live-action style, and the only time we ever see live-action characters is
Patchy.
when they're human. So I believe both the gorilla
Patchy
and
the
the horse he
pirate.
rides away on are humans wearing costumes. The filmmakers set this whole thing up just to make the episode more entertaining. It's starting to seem like this isn't strictly a nature documentary anymore.
Hey, was they like, hey, this nature documentary is gonna really boring. It has a talking sponge to do stuff. So can you just dress up as a gorilla and like try to attack them? Can I have a horse? Sure. And that's how it happened. What am I doing?
It's more of a reality TV show made for entertainment. Who knows what other absurd elements of the show are actually put there by the filmmakers to make the show more entertaining and profitable. Although, based on the people's reaction, it doesn't always seem to pay off. But how far will the filmmakers go to make the show more profitable?
Saturday morning in Bikini Bottom.
Making choice of merchandise of
watching his
SpongeBob.
favorite Saturday
That's how
morning
they make
show,
money.
The Adventures of Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy, enjoying a bowl of Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy bland cereal, and wearing the official Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy Blackfist biters.
If we think of this as a
Of
television
course.
show, this sounds an awful lot like a product placement. I mean, listen to how the narrator specifically says the full names of the products.
The Adventures of Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy, Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy bland cereal, Mermaid Man and Barnacle
Bland.
Boy Blackfist biters.
Why don't you let me fix you some of this new Mococo drink?
Truman Show! You know what, Truman Show is a peak movie. You should all go and watch it if you haven't. Truman Show is a very good movie. Peak movie, I think.
Beans from the upper slopes of Mount Nicaragua, no artificial sweeteners.
What the hell are you talking about?
Jim Carrey's amazing.
Who are you talking to?
Maybe the Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy TV show is actually from the surface world. They are human after all. It makes sense that the filmmakers would choose to highlight these popular superhero characters. The more they show, the more they're gonna sell Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy merchandise. Hang on a second, why are Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy the same size as all the fish in Bikini Bottom, even though humans are always
Good
shown as
point.
massive compared to fish? Whatever, I'll come back to that one later.
A shrink
The
ray.
show doesn't even just hide product placements. In the episode Model Sponge, they literally trick SpongeBob into making a commercial for a human product.
I'm ready for my close-up, Mr. Director.
Very well. Loose the pants!
Was it a Rule 34 video? Was it all free for video?
What's happening?
I'm just joking.
You'll be cleaning bathroom fixtures.
Okay. So where's my cleaning utensil?
Don't you get it?
You are
the cleaning utensil.
This was such a weird part of the episode.
It's a disaster. Get it cleaned up fast with the new sponge. Household chores are a snap.
Poor
New
SpongeBob.
It cleans sinks. Just look at that shine.
This is just like in real life how SpongeBob is such a popular character.
Oh my, this. I mean, I have some SpongeBob pop on goes and t-shirts and stuff, but wow, there's a lot more SpongeBob stuff than I realize. Like, there's so much. Like, when I went shopping, I saw like the SpongeBob plush. I didn't get it, but it was like his tongue sticking out, and there was Patrick, and I think Gary. Like every toy shop you go to, a nerd shop. Actually, I pulled like a Krusty Krab t-shirt today. Actually,
But he's used to sell tons and tons of products.
Hey, everyone is so supportive. I'm so happy I've started learning with Simple Guitar.
Why is he having...
So far I've shown you that the show SpongeBob SquarePants is actually a documentary television show, but the creators continually interfere to push their own agendas and make more money. But that brings us to an important question.
Like a
Do the
real
characters
studio
know
word.
they're in a television show? Let's go back to that clip where SpongeBob hits the cameraman.
It means another whole year of boarding school! What happened?
Oh, nothing, SpongeBob. You just struck another pedestrian.
Mrs. Puff calls him a pedestrian, which sounds more like she thinks he's just some random Bikini Bottom citizen. The different types of marine life in SpongeBob are so diverse and weird looking that it's not too hard to believe that the characters just think these filmmakers are another weird type of fish. And
See, if fishes can get over race and stuff, why can't us humans can? Racism disgusts me, personally. Racism really does disgust me. People should go to hell if they're racist. Hey, if you're racist, get off my channel. I don't want any racist people here. We accept everyone for who they are here on the Jakepool the Human channel.
to the gorilla episode, the gorilla and the
We
horse
accept
immediately
everyone.
get nervous and run away
Everyone
when
is welcome
SpongeBob questions what's going on.
Well, it's funny you should... I mean, George, they're onto us!
George!
Let's get out of here.
Almost like the
I am
creators
way
don't
too
want the characters to be aware their lives are being interfered with. Now, there isn't a ton of footage of the characters interacting with the filmmakers, but I dug really deep and found the smoking gun that answers all of our questions. This is an old commercial from 2004 made to promote the SpongeBob movie.
SpongeBob, what kind of jellyfish is that?
It's not a jellyfish, Patrick. It's a spaceship.
Oh, no!
Hey guys, it's Carlos from the Zone. I was wondering if you could answer a few questions.
Carlos? Who the hell is Carlos?
No, Pat, don't you see? It wants to learn about our world, and it's chosen us.
What? Yay! We've been chosen.
A submarine comes down to SpongeBob and Patrick to ask questions to promote the new movie. SpongeBob and
I mean,
Patrick
to them,
are clearly confused by
submarines
this
would
and
be
think the submarine is
spaceships,
some kind of
technically.
alien. They also have no idea that they're the stars of a movie.
Well, thanks guys. We'll see you in the movie.
Bye.
Movie? What's that?
I know.
So I think it's pretty clear at this point that the characters are unaware their lives are being filmed and interfered with. But there are some characters that have to have some level of awareness. For example, the Dr. Fish that told the human hand to treat SpongeBob, and the Director Fish that directed the commercial for the human world. What makes these characters so special? First off, the Director Fish isn't actually from Bikini Bottom. Before he directed this commercial, we saw him as a citizen of New Kelp City in the episode Whatever Happened to SpongeBob.
New Kelp City?
Out of all the characters
That
they
was
could
a
have used,
really
they
good
specifically
episode.
chose a character from out of town. Almost like the filmmakers didn't want to use anyone in Bikini Bottom so they wouldn't risk everyone finding out about the television show. Then there's the Dr.
Makes
Fish.
sense.
We don't know where he originally came from, but he's an extremely suspicious character. Usually he's
He's
purple,
sus.
but sometimes he's orange, sometimes he's purple with orange hands, sometimes he's a pirate, and he bears a striking resemblance to Dr. Manowar from the Jellyfish Convention.
And now it only hurts when you touch it.
Touch.
Why does he have so many different
I love
disguises
Patrick,
and
he's
identities?
awesome,
What
what can I
is he
say?
hiding? I believe hidden throughout Bikini Bottom are spies like this, who are aware they're in a television show
Spies.
and keep tabs on the main characters and make sure everything goes to plan. There's so many suspicious characters in Bikini Bottom that it could literally be anyone. The mailman, the hot dog vendor, Old Man Jenkins, it could literally be...
Old Man Jenkins. He is like a really cool character. I do like Old Man Jenkins. He reminds me of Hans Moleman from The Simpsons. You know, Hans Moleman's the guy with the glasses and stuff. They two are very similar but different.
Anyone. But what if I told you that the biggest spy of all isn't some random side character? It's one of the main characters of the show. Someone who's been there from the very beginning. Someone who's not even from Bikini Bottom. Someone who's not even from the ocean.
Sandy!
Right. Sandy Cheeks.
God damn it, Sandy!
Sandy Cheeks is the thrill-seeking scientific squirrel from Texas who lives underwater in her tree dome. But why did she come to Bikini Bottom? In the episode Chimps Ahoy, we find out she was hired by a group of chimpanzees to come underwater and create inventions. But why does she need to be underwater to make inventions? She could have just as easily have made any of her inventions on land. It must be extremely expensive to maintain a giant dome of air underwater. There is no way the only reason she's here is to make random inventions. I think this whole episode is an elaborate ruse to throw off the other characters from the real reason Sandy is in Bikini Bottom. To spy on the main characters and make sure the show stays on track. Many of the times the characters are in danger, Sandy conveniently steps in to save the day, and many of the wacky, entertaining episode plots are driven by an invention Sandy creates. Everything she does is a calculated move to carry out the hidden agenda of the filmmakers. Her entire friendship with SpongeBob and the other characters is built on a lie.
Fake.
But you're probably saying, Sandy is a sweet, friendly squirrel. There's no way she's behind.
That's what they want you to think, but Sandy's not. She's a spy. Sandy is a straight up spy.
This. You're not convinced yet? That's okay, because what I'm about to show you is so mind-blowing, so insanely revealing, that it's actually the whole reason I decided to make this video. Get ready for the big one. Season 10, Episode 10, Feral Friends, is the episode that unlocks
the music's so intense.
During a birthday party, a green moon suddenly appears and turns everyone except Sandy into less evolved, real-life versions of themselves. Sandy is completely caught off guard by this and decides to call someone for help. And take a guess who she calls.
Them! The people who are making it!
French narrator speaking. Sandy Cheeks, how is it hanging?
Oh, it's not hanging too good.
Why does it have a picture of her?
Don't say another word. I have been monitoring the behavior of the green moon all day.
Huh, yeah, I guess that's a pretty interesting clip, yeah. Holy shit! Sandy literally calls the narrator to let him know what's going on and ask for instructions on what...
Oh my god. This might be... guys, I think this is canon. I think this is like 100% canon, to be honest. I mean, that just proves it. I mean, knowing all the other stuff, but that like kind of proves it, doesn't it? That just proves everything you're saying.
To do next, she has been working with them the entire fucking time. He even has a picture of her on his desk. This is where I originally planned on ending the video, but there is still one small issue with the television theory. Just one nagging plot hole that contradicts everything. If this is all a television show filmed by scuba divers, then how are we seeing inside the buildings? It's not like any of the humans filming the show could fit inside them. It's the one annoying thing that keeps this theory from being complete. I mean, the most logical explanation is that they have hidden cameras inside of everyone's homes, but we never really see anything like that.
Bit creepy, but okay.
Holy shit. Season 6, Episode 24, Truth or Square. The SpongeBob 10th Anniversary Special where they reveal lots of stuff about the characters. But the most damning piece of evidence comes from when the characters get lost in the Krusty Krab vents and end up in a room full of monitors showing live footage of all of their homes.
I used to have a DVD on this, but I need a DVD. I used to watch that all the time as a kid. There was also these live action segments, like Patchy the Pirate and stuff in like the studio, but I was mainly into the cartoon because... cartoon.
Oh, my house is on TV.
All of our houses are on TV.
Gary!
You get down from that bed this instant.
Gary.
Here's my house.
Patrick's hilarious.
And who is the character responsible for all of these hidden cameras?
Mr. Krabs, why do you have cameras?
Mr. Krabs is looking at them too!
I just want to make sure you all floss after every meal.
Thank you, Mr. Krabs. Dental hygiene is very, very important.
Dental hygiene? Eugene, you lying bastard. Of course he would sell out his friends for a quick buck. And if there's any part of you that thinks there's some chance Mr. Krabs...
He sold SpongeBob for like a penny or something. So, yeah. It's believable. He, like, sold, like, SpongeBob for, like, a penny. I don't remember what episode that was, but I do remember that.
Krabs has all these hidden cameras for some other reason, then take a look at what happens next.
Hey, who are those guys?
I think it's us, Patrick. But who are they?
Alright, they're not even trying to hide it anymore. A cameraman and a boom operator have been following around the characters this entire time. And just like the gorilla, as soon as they get seen, they make a run for it. The case is closed. The television theory is something the show has consistently alluded to from the very first episode to the newest episodes. Maybe one day the show will actually directly address it and our characters will discover the real truth about their world. But regardless, that's my theory. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you think in the comments. Make sure to subscribe if you want to see more. See you next time. Hey, whoa, hang on a second. You thought I forgot about the Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy thing, didn't ya?
I forgot about it too, mate.
Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy were two superheroes that fought crime underwater and protected the sea from evil. Whether or not they actually did this or was all staged for television isn't clear, but they both spent their lives underwater until they became old and retired. But after spending so much time under the sea, they no longer fit in with human society. Plus, Mermaid Man is clearly dealing with some form of dementia and PTSD from fighting evil.
But you can't retire. There's evil afoot.
What?
Evil!
So, they decided to live the rest of their lives in Bikini Bottom, and in order to fit in better with their fellow sea creatures, they made the permanent decision to shrink themselves using Mermaid Man's shrinking belt. The case is closed.
Makes sense. Again. So, guys, that is the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed my reaction. I hope I did a good reaction. So yeah. His video will be linked in the description below. Please go on his channel, like and subscribe, and be supportive to him. He does really good theories, and I will watch the rest of his videos. Anyway, so like, subscribe, do whatever you gotta do. See ya later.